Hello everyone, welcome to EduHunt video lecture series, and this is our biology class. So introductory class, myself Pushpa ma'am dealing with biology. So in this session we are going to discuss about the locomotion and movement. How we are moving from one place to another. What help in this movement? And what is meant by movement? Is there any difference between locomotion and movement? Is it observed in plants? So locomotion, what is? First of all, let's see what is locomotion. సో లోకోమోషన్ అంటే ఏంటండి? తెలుగులో చెప్పాలంటే కదలిక, స్థాన చలనము అని టూ డిఫరెంట్ టర్మ్స్ ఆర్ దేర్. లోకోమోషన్ and movement. Is there any difference between locomotion and movement? Yes. Difference ఉంది కాబట్టి మనం డిఫరెంట్గా స్పెసిఫిక్గా డిస్కస్ చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ దీస్ టూ? So locomotion is nothing but it is a directional movement. It is also a kind of movement. It is a directional movement of someone or something from one location to another. Okay? If we are standing here, a person is standing here, and now in place, say in place A. Now he is going and reached this place. Destination is, his destiny point is B. It is the destination. So A is the starting point and B is the ending point. So he is going in this way and reached B. This is called locomotion. Locomotion ante it's a directional movement from one place to another. ఒక ప్లేస్ నుంచి ఇంకొక ప్లేస్కి వెళ్ళడం. But what is meant by movement? Movement is just, it is observed in all kinds of animals and as well as plants. Plants కూడా అంటే ఉన్న ప్లేస్లోనే కదిలితే దాన్ని మూమెంట్ అంటాం. We are moving our hands, legs, head, like that. So it is movement. Locomotion is a directional movement. ఒక ప్లేస్ నుంచి ఇంకొక ప్లేస్కి వెళ్తే దాన్ని లోకోమోషన్ అని అన్నాం. సో నెక్స్ట్ డీల్ చేయబోయేది స్కెలిటల్ సిస్టమ్ గురించి చెప్తాను. స్కెలిటన్ అంటే అస్థిపంజరం. సో స్కెలిటల్ సిస్టమ్ గురించి చెప్పడానికి ముందు లోకోమోషన్ చెప్పాము. సో ఇన్ వాట్ వే ద స్కెలిటల్ సిస్టమ్ ఈజ్ రిలేటెడ్ టు లోకోమోషన్ అండ్ మూమెంట్? దీనికి ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్తాను. ఒక క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే, ఇఫ్ మమ్మీ షీ కెప్ట్ యువర్ ఫేవరెట్ ఫుడ్ ఆన్ ద టేబుల్ అండ్ షీ సేస్ దాట్ హనీ కమ్ అండ్ హ్యావ్ ఇట్. She says like that. Immediately, if it is your favorite food, what will you do? You go immediately. You not only go, you rush, you jump immediately to that table and start taking and eating that. So you are liking that food. That's why you are making it in a faster way. So ఇక్కడ జరిగింది ఏంటి? Two things జరిగాయి. One is లోకోమోషన్. ఒక ప్లేస్ నుంచి ఇంకో ప్లేస్కి కదిలాం. ఓకే, మనం ఎక్కడో స్టడీ రూమ్లో ఉన్నాము, ఇంకో రూమ్లో ఉన్నాము, డైనింగ్ టేబుల్ దగ్గరికి వచ్చాం. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ లోకోమోషన్. అండ్ వాట్ వీఆర్ డూయింగ్ దేర్? వీఆర్ ఈటింగ్ సంథింగ్, వీఆర్ చూయింగ్, నములుతున్నాం. నమిలేటప్పుడు ఏమైంది? జస్ట్ ఇమాజిన్, వితౌట్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ జా బోన్స్ కెన్ వి ఈట్ ఎనీథింగ్? కెన్ వి chew anything? No. So there is a connection between the skeletal system and locomotion and movement. సో దానికోసమని లోకోమోషన్లో యాజ్ అ పార్ట్ కింద స్కెలిటల్ సిస్టమ్ గురించి చెప్తాం. మస్క్యులర్ సిస్టమ్ కూడా ఉంది, అదే తర్వాత సెక్షన్లో చూద్దాం. సో ఇంట్రొడక్షన్ విషయానికి వస్తే, skeletal system, what is meant by skeletal system? That is the basic framework of the organism. Basic framework of the organism. It consists of two different types of bones. One is hard bones. These are the bones, the framework, actual framework possible because of these bones only. So bones. And the second one is second category of bones are made up of cartilaginous substance, cartilage. So hard bones and soft bones together they make a skeletal framework. On that framework the entire flesh, blood, skin, all the things deposit and form a complete body, human body. Okay, there are basically two types of skeletal systems. One is the external or exoskeletal system, and second one is the endoskeletal system. Let's see what are the differences between these two and what is meant by an exoskeletal system. Exo, whenever we use the term ecto or exo, that means external, outside. So outside the body, this skeletal system is present outside the body. Can you give some examples of this kind of skeletal system or skeleton? Yes, nails are nails. And horse ki hooves untai kadandi, so the hooves. So avi claws, birds ki claws untai kada, so claws. Even feathers, these all make scales of fish. All these things make up the exoskeletal system. Exoskeleton antam. The external skeletal part is known as exoskeleton, and it is produced by the epidermis, ectodermis antam. So it is produced by the ectodermal part. So the origin of exoskeleton is ectodermis origin. You can see several examples like nails and even horns of cow, bullock, buffalo, so goat. Ee horns manam example ga cheppachu. Hooves of a horse, feathers of birds and scales of fish, claws of birds and animals. All these are examples of exoskeletal system and exoskeleton. As I mentioned that exo, whenever we come across this word exo or ecto, it is related to external, outside. These are present outside the body. Nails, so these are made up of dead cells. So they consist of the dead cells. And exoskeleton is ectodermal in origin, as I mentioned previously, and non-living. As I said, it is dead. Dead means non-living, dead. Exoskeleton is made up of dead material. Examples are hooves, feathers, nails. Gurtupettukondi. Endoskeleton, endo. Whenever we come across this word endo, we can say that it is internal, inside the body it is present. Internal or inside. So lopala unna skeleton is endoskeleton. The skeletal parts present outside the body are the exoskeleton. They form the exoskeleton of the body, and the bones and cartilage form the endoskeleton of the body. Like bones, manaki చేతిలో bones ఉన్నాయి కదండి, bones మన స్కాన్ చేస్తారు కదా, స్కాన్ ఆర్ ఎక్స్రే తీసేది ఈ bones కి తీస్తారు. సో bones ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఈవెన్ కార్టిలేజ్ అంటే ఏంటి? Bone ante we know that it is hard and tough. They actually gives mechanical strength to the body. Then what is cartilage? ఇందాక నుంచి cartilage అంటున్నాను, bone అన్నాను, cartilage అన్నాను, bone is hard అన్నాను, cartilage is soft అన్నాను. So soft bones, are they present in the body? Yes, definitely they are present at the tip of the nose. See this, how my nose is, it is flexible. So the tip of the nose is flexible. It is made up of, ante bone ledani cheptamu, only is our nose made up of only flesh? No, there is a framework, that is cartilage. So cartilage, even the pinna, external ears are also made up of cartilaginous substances. Even inside, ivanni bayatiki cheppe examples. And even we have a trachea, wind pipe antam kada. So that the trachea ki it will not get collapsed because of presence of these cartilaginous rings, not the complete rings, they are semi circles made up of cartilaginous substance. So they give strength to the windpipe. Like that, these are the examples of skeletal materials and the structures which form the endoskeleton. Then endoskeleton is originated from, what is the origin of endoskeleton? Yes, it is mesoderm, whereas exoskeleton origin is ectoderm, develops from epidermis or ectoderm. But the endoskeleton is made up of endoderm and it is living thing, living structure. And this system has a significant role in movement. As I said, we can't move without the help of we can't walk without the help of our bones. And we can't chew edible substance without the help of jaws. Jaws are internal bones. Skeletal system, part of skeletal system. So this skeletal system has an important role in movement shown by the body. As I given examples of chewing food without jaws and walking around without limbs. Limbs are the appendages, legs lekunda manam nadavagalama? No. So these are the examples of skeletal systems that help in movement. And large specialized, these are made up of bones and other cartilages. So these are a special kind of special connective tissues. Bones and cartilages are special connective tissues. మనకి టిష్యూస్లో డిఫరెంట్ టిష్యూస్ ఉన్నాయి. ఎపిథీలియల్ టిష్యూస్ మీరు లేటర్ స్టేజెస్లో చదువుతారు. ఎపిథీలియల్ టిష్యూస్ ఉన్నాయి. వాట్ ఈస్ అ టిష్యూ? టిష్యూ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ అ గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్ cells that perform a specific function. They have a similar structure and perform a specific function. They might be originated from the same cell. That is, origin is same, structure is same, and even the function is also same for some kind of tissues. Tissue is nothing but a group of cells that perform a function. So tissue antam. So cell ante single functional and structural unit of the organism. Alanti cells anni kaliste tissue avutundi. So tissues anni kaliste tissue systems vastayi. Alanti tissues mana body lo 4 different types of tissues unnai. ఎవరైనా గెస్ చేయగలరా what are the different tissue systems or tissues, different tissues present in our body, human body? Yes, one is the epithelial tissue, muscular tissue, nervous tissue and vascular tissue. So ఇది ఒక connective tissue, example for connective tissue, a kind of connective tissue, that is bone and cartilage. Okay, the bones are very hard, as we know that, because of the matrix. It consists of calcium salts. Calcium phosphate is the main composition of our bone. And cartilage is made up of a slightly pliable matrix. It consists of a material known as chondroitin salts. As calcium salts form the bone matrix and bone basic structure, chondroitin salts make up the cartilaginous material, cartilaginous structure. And in human beings, this system is made up of 206 bones. మన బాడీలో మొత్తం ఎన్ని బోన్స్ ఉన్నాయండి? 206 bones ఉంటాయి and also a few cartilages, and it is grouped into two principal divisions. మన skeletal system ని మనము two principal systems కింద divide చేసుకోవచ్చు. One is the axial skeleton and the second one is the appendicular skeleton. Axial skeleton అంటే straight line, axis అంటాం కదా, which passes through something. So that a straight line that passes through something is known as the axis. It may be imaginary. Like that, a body has a central axis. Axial skeleton ante the vertical skeleton, and the appendicular skeleton ante like limbs, appendages lo unde skeleton is appendicular skeleton, and axial skeleton comprises mainly 80 bones. It is made up of 80 bones and it is distributed along the main axis of the body, that is straight line. Okay, this axial skeletal system is mainly composed of, it starts with head, that is skull. And head lo skull unda leda? So skull lekapothe mana face ki it would be like a mass of flesh. Okay, so skull is the first and foremost part of the axial skeletal system, followed by vertebral column. Head kinda undedi vertebral column, vennumukku antam kada, so that is the vertebral column. And sternum and ribs, ikkada unde part, sternum ante trunk part lo undedi sternum and ribs. All these things together they constitute the axial skeletal system. What are the four different structures that make up the axial skeletal system? One is the skull, and second is vertebral column, and third sternum ante ee part trunk part lo undedi sternum, and fourth ribs. All these things make up the axial skeletal system. Skull, the next part is skull. Before going into the details of skull, ఇప్పుడు వరకు మనం ఏం నేర్చుకున్నాం? Just have a look. First thing is the difference between locomotion and movement. What is locomotion and what is movement అనేది ఈ సెషన్లో చూసాం. అండ్ దెన్ మనం నెక్స్ట్ ఏం చేసాము? కనెక్షన్ బిట్వీన్ skeletal system and the movement of the body. How the skeletal system is, why we are studying skeletal system, is it necessary in this subject, in this concept of locomotion and movement? Yes, there is a connection. There is direct connection between locomotion and the skeletal system, because the jaws are the part of a skeletal system which are helpful in chewing the things, నమలడానికి యూజ్ అవుతాయి. అండ్ వాకింగ్ రన్నింగ్ ఇవన్నీ చేయాలంటే we have లిమ్స్లో ఉండేది skeletal system. So in that way it is related to, the skeletal system is related to our locomotion and movement. ఇంకా ఏం చదివాము అంటే, skeletal system అంటే ఏంటి, ఎన్ని రకాల skeletal systems ఉన్నాయి? One is exoskeleton and second is the endoskeleton. Exoskeleton కి example గా nails, hooves, horns, scales ఇవన్నీ చెప్పాం, bird feathers కూడా చెప్పాం, even claws చెప్పాం. ఎండోస్కెలిటన్ అంటే ఏంటో చెప్పాం. ఎండోస్కెలిటన్ అంటే ఇంటర్నల్ ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ ఆఫ్ ద బాడీ విచ్ ఇస్ లొకేటెడ్ ఇన్సైడ్ ద బాడీ. ఇందులో మళ్ళీ అగైన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆఫ్ టూ టైప్స్, యాక్సియల్ అండ్ ద appendicular skeleton. This skeleton is made up of mainly bones and cartilages, and we have 2 knot bones in our body and few cartilages. Skeletal system is again, the endoskeleton is again categorized into axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. Axial skeleton starts with skull, and what are the different parts of axial skeleton? Skull, yes, skull, vertebral column, sternum and ribs. So ఇంతవరకు చూసాము. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ సెషన్లో మనం స్కల్ అండ్ హౌ ద స్కల్ ఈజ్ మేడ్ ఆఫ్ అనేది చూద్దాం. ఓకే, హ్యావ్ అ నైస్ డే.